Welcome everyone and happy Friday. This is week 5 of us being out, and this is the Wilcoxon rank sum test. This is my answer key for number 6. I had posted this on, I think I had videos Monday and Tuesday of how to do it, and then I asked you to do number 6. I didn't really say to send it to me, but if you did, and later on I'll give you the people that did send it in, I'm gonna assign another one because this one's going to be a little different. If you handed 6 in, you don't have to send me the copy of the next one is going to be number 7. I expect you to do it because it is a little different. It's going to have the same sample sizes as opposed to the 2 we did that had different sample sizes. But, and the practice is better because this will be a question on the final. And now since the news came out, I'm sure you heard that we are out of school at least through May 15th. And by May 15th, I believe, I don't have my calendar here, we should be just about through course material. We worked through spring break, so we're a week early. After the 15th, I think I had review there. We'll do a week or 2 of review of the questions that are on the midterm. And then your midterm would be very similar. The final will be very similar to the midterm. And I'm just emphasizing right now that if you are taking this for college credit, it's a grade. You know, it's not like I've been pretty lax. You know, if you handed it in, it looked pretty good, you get full credit. That's high school. College is different. Your midterm grade is your midterm grade. If you don't do it, you know, you get a 0. And if you're still taking this for college credit, and I don't know because I'm locked out of my NU grading program, so I know who took it for college credit, and I believe everybody just about took the midterm, yay. But grades count. Grades, we try to just use what we've done to increase your grade third quarter, not to, we can't use any work you've done to decrease your grade. That's a high school rule, just so you know, not a college rule. So college, if you're taking this for college credit, and I believe there's 10 people that are, 100 points comes from your midterm. You would just have to double because I made the midterm out of 50. You would get a grade, your third quarter and fourth quarter grade I would average. I still have no idea how they're going to do fourth quarter grading. And then the final. The final would be 200 points. I think I'm going to give it to you as a 100-point final, and then I would again double that grade. And then you figure out your ABCD. Now, back to now for everybody. Here's your Wilcoxon rank sum test. Because this is non-parametric, parametric, I said that right. We don't have any symbols here, so you actually have to write no difference in lifetime of video game brands. You write a lot in HO, but not so much in H1, because you've already talked about the lifetime in the video, so you just have to say there is a difference. This one was kind of interesting because it had so many repeated values. So when I have data that I sorted, and there's lots of numbers that repeat, this is just the 23 pieces of data. And it kind of helps me find these. Now, I didn't see anybody that didn't come up with the sum of the ranks of 132. So you know how to do this. I'm just, for emphasis, pointing out why I do this. But here is my first 2 numbers that repeat. The average of 5 and 6 is 5.5. And then the 238s are going to average 7 and 8. And then the 339s would be the average of the ranks they should have been if there was nothing, no repeated values. So the average of 9, 10, and 11 is 10. And that's why you have 3 of them. And then this one, 41, that's all by itself, is 12. And you would have no rank of 11. You have no rank of 9 because they're sharing those ranks, and those ranks got swallowed up in the mean. And then here's 3. These 342s should have been these ranks. You average them, 14's in the middle. This averages 16 and 17. This picks up at 18. And then if you finish with 23, these 2 numbers should match. And that gave me a smiley face. That was a check. Now, the only time this should not be this number is if the last 2 numbers are the same. This might be 22.5, 22.5. But if this number is not a repeated number and you see it only once, these two numbers should match, and that should be the same as your sample size, or I should say the sum of your two sample sizes, which were 11 and 12, and that's where the 23 comes from. And then you group them because there were less of brand A. You circle all the ranks, or this is what I do. I circled all the ranks of A's, made sure that I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers circled, and then I added up those circled numbers to get 116. That's the sum of your ranks. And then the rest are just those formulas. N1, N1, N2, 1 over 2 for your mean. It doesn't really have a mu because it's not normally distributed, so we take the mu and the standard deviation and we base them on ranks instead of actual data values. And then this I would round to 4 decimal places. It is not an answer that you need. It is a number that you use in a formula. The only time anywhere in here that you should round is right here. You round final answers, not stuff that you find along the way. Now, it's possible you could round this to 2 decimal places and still get this answer. But it's also possible if you over round this, that this will come out to be 0.97, 0.98, 0.99. It might be a little bit off. So if you're finding something that you're going to use in a formula, 4 decimal places is typically equivalent to not rounding it at all and doing 40 decimal places. So that's what I did. It's two-tailed. Here's your z-test. I think I gave you that little chart for the z-tests. I didn't have room on this sheet for the diagram, but I looked at your diagrams. If you gave it to me and they all look nice, there's 2 critical values, 0 point, I lied. It is here. Let me throw a little diagram in here real small. Because we're back to z-scores, we haven't done a diagram like this in a while. I need some lead. Because there's z-scores, 0 goes in the middle. I only have to go up to 3 because that's my largest number. There's 2.58, critical value, 2.58, critical value. Because it's two-tailed, it has 2 critical values. And here's your test statistic right before, whoops, -1. And there's your in the happy place, do not reject, cannot support, blah, blah, blah. Marvelous. Now, I am going to update grades. I did your grades, and I did them, oh wait, let me do this first. Now, what I want you to do next is, this was number 6. You should also, on that same page of the book that I posted, there should be a number 7. Now, number 7 has the same sample size. So when you're trying to determine what N1 is and what N2 is, there is no smaller number. So you can use either one. Now, depending on what you use as N1 and what you use as N2, your test statistic will be slightly different. And I want you to see the difference. So if you are in second period, and I got, to my knowledge, here's whoever's here, this is Liberty, Rebecca, Autumn, Kate Minner, Callista, Marissa, Mark, Carson, Andrew. These are the people that handed in number 6. Now, you didn't have to, so if you didn't hand it in, don't panic. But if you did not give me a number 6, I need a number 7. If you gave me a number 6 and want to give me a number 7 also, feel free. But I need one of these, either 6 or 7 from you. Now, if you are in second period, it talks about mid-size and compact cars. If you are in second period, your N1 is going to be mid-size and your N2 is going to be compact. Now, the numbers are the same. So these numbers are going to be the same, but make sure you write this out because it will make a difference when you put them in your z-score formula, which one of these you did. And I want you to see that difference because I'll show you the 2 of them. If you're in fourth period, compact is number 1 and mid-size is number 2. Now, I did the grades way back when they told us third quarter was going to finish a couple weeks ago. And then when they said, you know, keep going, I was doing videos. I've been a little crazy. I was learning how to do a form, all this stuff. So Your grades are in there, but they don't include the sign test, so I'm going to add those in. Now, if you have not handed a sign test in to me, that was due last week, the real easy, doesn't need a calculator. It was number 6 and number 16 that was due. Most people handed it in. So I'm going to update it. I'm going to put the sign in eSchool. So just take a quick look at eSchool today if you get a chance. If you did the sign test and I don't have it graded, just send me a picture of it. And try to do it by like 2 o'clock, because I think my grades are due by 5 and I don't have time to, wait until 5 o'clock. And if I add it later, I might have to edit that grade. Okay, enjoy your weekend. Thank you for hanging in there and doing some work. If anybody wants a Google Meet, if you want to try to just make sure we're all on the same page, if you had a question with a grade, if you have any questions, you have any issues, or anything comes up, let me know. This was week 5. Next week, I will post a video on the Wilcoxon signed rank test. Now, these people here that have not done a number 6 and are giving me a number 7, please make sure you send a picture to me by Tuesday. So you have the weekend, you have today, you're probably not up yet. In my house, it is 10:15. Tuesday, I'm trying to look to see, Tuesday would be, I want to say the 21st. Whoops. And then on Monday, I'll post a video. There's also, like we did the regular sign test and we did this, the paired sign test. This is the Wilcoxon rank sum test. And there's also a Wilcoxon ranked, signed rank test that does dependent before and after data. That video is going up Monday, and that question will be due probably at the end of next week. And then we're done with Wilcoxon, and we'll have one more the week after. I'm trying to do just one test per week to give you time to do it. I realize you probably have other stuff to do. Okay, take care. Talk to you soon. Email me with problems, issues, concerns, cries of outrage, whatever you have. Stay safe, stay healthy. Hope to see you in May.